members to the night at the museum. How's that? Here we are, Heritage Optical Museum in Southbridge, and I'm happy to have you all here tonight. Tonight's the last member meeting of the season. We try and let everybody spend time with their family because there's not a lot of time in November, December once the holidays start rolling around. So next member meeting will be in January, and then our annual meeting is in February. At this point, locations are TBD, but we'll be getting information out to you probably sometime this coming month. So we're gonna get working on it. Tonight, I stand before you wearing purple, and it's a blend of red and blue, and it's dominated our senses for nearly a year now. Purple represents the blend of those colors, and I hope that it will bring everyone together and move forward now that the election is over. All right, so 2024 has been a year of many things for the SBP. At the beginning of the year, we started our strategic plan for the ongoing future of the group. We have moved to a new website. All of our notices are coming out automatically now. There's not somebody physically doing this stuff. So it's making things a lot easier on the board and other people. So it's beneficial to everybody, and it's creating a more efficient means of communication. And then we continue to fill out our board so that we can bring new ideas to the forefront. Greg Cummings is a new member of the board. I don't know where he is. Okay, he's back there. You're in purple as well, yes. Dick's in purple. See, there's a lot of us that are thinking that way. So, so we got a few things going on tonight. Lisa's going to talk about Autumn Fest 2024. And then I have Denise, who will be talking about holiday visions, and I'll leave all the details to her. And then we're going to have an open mic session in case people have things to talk about. And then finally, I'm going to bring Deb Shiro and Dick up to talk about the museum and the activity that we have planned for tonight. So there is an activity that's going on. So at this point, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa.
Hi, everyone. We had great attendance despite all the rain. And I did visit the crafters at the Big Bunny after the Autumn Fest. I visited like 10 of them, and they said they did excellent for that day. Yeah, it was very well attended. We had 20. How many people? We had, I don't have a count. We didn't do a count this year. We did 24 crafters, 21 business partners, 11 food vendors, 2 live bands, including a local band, Tipton Rock, who did an outstanding performance, and of course Ellis, who rocked the stage, keeping the entertainment moving throughout the day. Elvis and Karen did collect $22,100 in donations from the area businesses, sponsorships, and we had a gross income of $25,273. After expenses, we had a net income of $16,365, which is excellent. So biggest fundraiser every year. Now we need everyone to volunteer for next year, September 20th or 25. Elvis is stepping down, and John O'Clair, not Ellis, Elvis is stepping down, and John and I are stepping down for the event. Right, and John and I will be co-chairing next year's event, and we have some great ideas. So please, after the holidays, we'll send out an email, and we'll probably start in February the planning process. Okay, and we usually have the meetings at Savers Bank. Halloween at the Common. Were you going to talk about that? No? Okay. This year we did, 4 of us from the board did attend Halloween at the Common. We gave out 600 pieces of candy, 150 balloons, 4 cases of water, and there was something else. and a great time interacting with the community. Again, we need volunteers to make this very successful for next year. We did a trunk or treat, and Greg and Deb decorated their trunk, and we had a great time blowing up the balloons. The Autumn Fest video is out on the cable TV. It's about a 15-minute video. I shared it with some people. It was really good. Okay, but check it out.
Great. So here we are, 15 years later. Southbridge Holiday Visions, an ad hoc committee that's blessed by the town that we sort of jumped into about 15 years ago. Most of you are very familiar. We are, us few, are the group that puts out all the decorations in town. They keep growing. You know, this year got some new things. Luckily, Jillian is very creative. But to make this happen, you know, there's a lot of background time that goes on here. There's a lot of creativity, and there's a lot of just hours put in our little Santa workshop on Mill Street. And we could really use more help in general on that. It would be great if somebody wanted to, you know, tell me you want to be a regular, you want to be on a committee, you want to jump in and actually be part of the whole process. Otherwise, if you just want to give a few hours, that's great. So speaking of a few hours, how does this all get out? It gets out by sheer muscle. You will see reindeer, snowmen, snow globes this year. Wait till you see the new things. Christmas trees or holiday trees, whatever you want to call it. It all gets out there, but it takes manpower, woman power, sometimes child power, to do this. Every piece is installed with rebar. Rebar is metal, hard, heavy. We move all these items out of Mill Street. We use pickup trucks. We use a Penske truck donated by Steve's Collision, Brenda LeCaire. She's very generous with us and giving us a truck every year. And we spend a full weekend and sometimes another weekend, depending on the weather, depending on the volunteers. It starts this weekend. Some people might say, oh my gosh, isn't that early? It is not early. It takes us at, like I said, could be 2 weekends or more. And then we need a slight break because then we have our big event, Saturday, November 30th on the Common. Draws thousands of people and Santa comes. We have a giant parade now. It's crazy, but it's really, really rewarding to be a part of. So we encourage all of you, your businesses to take part in whatever way you can. You can donate too. We do accept money to the town hall. That helps to pay for things if you ever choose to, or if you have extra wood or extra paint or things. These are things we use on a regular basis. So this weekend we have distribution cards. We call it our decoration distribution. It will be from 9 to 4 on Saturday and Sunday. You meet on Saturday, for instance, we'll already be loaded up. We will have loaded up on Friday night. If there's anybody who actually wants to give a little time on Friday, that's fine. We will load up trucks on Friday night so that on Saturday morning, we are ready to go on the town common. We meet people on the common. We unload everything we need for there. That's our biggest unload. And then we work our way up Main Street, unloading and erecting all the things that you see. What we don't get done on Saturday, we jump back in on Sunday and do it again. We are very fortunate for those who spend the day with us. Subway is donating, as they have done for many years now, lunch on Saturday. We provide the drinks, water, sodas, things like that, some snacks. We try to be as helpful to our volunteers. We are grateful for our volunteers, so we try to treat them well. And Subway will donate on Saturday. On Sunday, we are probably doing pizza. That's our usual. And last year it was Central. So I got to check in with KK. But if not, we do pizza. So that's what happens if you're just hungry and you want to come and eat. You know, you got to spend the day and work with us. And then you can eat with us. But we go back to the warehouse, take a little break, and head back out. So it's a very fluid thing. If you are going to volunteer, please dress for the weather. You know, this is a work event, so dress for the weather. And also, if you have cordless screw guns, we use square tips, and we always encourage our people to bring their own screw guns. We have screw guns too, but if you have hammer, sledgehammer, screw gun, that will help immensely to get things done even faster than what we have. So that's about it for distribution. And, we look forward to getting everything done, and we hope that you'll participate. The only other thing I did mention, parade has become as big, if not bigger, than the event itself. COVID came, and we decided to do a rolling rally because we couldn't really do an event, and that just blew up into everybody still wanting to do a parade. And so now, last year, I think we had 35 entries, plus DPW, fire, police. I mean, it was long. It was crazy. We line up at the Wellsworth. We're very lucky, again, to have them support us. They do our cocoa, our cookies, and they support us in allowing us to use their parking facilities, their parking lot, to line up and get our parade going. And the police everybody in the town is very, very generous and helpful. DPW participates. They tell me this year they're decorating big time, so I can't wait to see what they do. That's what I'm told. Town manager, as I'm told, your DPW guys are really into it this year, they told me. Peter is going to help me with the lights on the common, too. So, you know, there are people. There are a few people that really jump to this. But if you would like to participate in the parade, I've got a notice here. Take one. And you just let us know. You give us an email. We make sure you're on the list. And then you show up that evening. And the whole parade thing takes about an hour. And then you can do whatever you want after that. But whether you have a truck or pull a trailer, you're welcome, or a car, but it has to have some sort of lights on it. That's our only stipulation, is that you are lit in some way with the holiday spirit. And, and that's that. Just with the lights, holiday spirit. Anyway, so yeah, think of a volunteer, you know, think if you can give a few hours of your time, whether it's decoration distribution, whether it's that evening, maybe you want to be part of that too. We hand out cocoa, we have crafts, we have a lot of opportunities that take bodies, and there's just only a few. And sometimes we are very short staffed. So if you got a little time, feel free to offer it up and let me know. Thank you for your time. SBP is always very generous to Southbridge Holiday Visions. So thank you. All right, guys.
Just hold on to it. So at this point, I have, I'm going to say, so Denise and I are kind of Denise is the mainstay, and my daughter Jillian, and I'm sort of the heavy lifter. I'm getting, having trouble with some of the heavy lifting these days. It's getting heavier. But it hasn't changed. It's just getting heavier. Anyways, the one thing that we live by on that night is the children getting to see Santa Claus. And it's literally, it goes by in 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and that's the memory that we live on for a whole year until the next year. So come on.
I say one thing, yeah.
Yep.
I forget this, and Ted Bartlett will not be happy with me if I forget this. So I just also want to say that over the last number of years, the Southbridge Cultural Council has been a really great supporter of ours, and they help support Santa, the Zepp Llamas. We have llamas that night. The kids love that. And also our music. So we are very proud that the Southbridge Cultural Council, which is an agency supported by the Mass Cultural Council, and we are grateful to both Massachusetts and our local committee members who feel that this is something community-wide that is good. And I can say that that's one thing that our volunteers have learned, that sometimes this is the only opportunity the kids might get to do the Santa thing. There's no cost. We don't charge to see Santa, never have. And so it's it's just kind of a really cool thing, and the kids love it. So everything is free. Cocoa's free, cookies free, crafts are free. Everything is free for the kids. So,
all right.
Thanks.
Yep. You're running away with my microphone. Anyways, my comment certainly made her remember other things. So, like I say, it's a great evening, and even if you don't want to be part of the parade or anything like that, come out and see what goes on that night. Once the tree lighting happens, it's spectacular, and it's all in a couple hours. Boom, it's all done. It's incredible. At this point, I have open mic. I don't know if we have anybody in the crowd that has anything going on that'd like to speak. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Bob. Quasi Atchapa with Outbreak Future. So we run STEM education in the area. What we have going on is our turkey drive. With this year, Jim actually going to partner with us, which is amazing. We're going to give out 100 turkeys. We're going to have 50 for Southbridge and 50 for Webster. So Brookside tourists, and then we have Southbridge Housing Authority. We pass out to them as well too. So that's what we have going on. If you want to support, you've probably seen the emails. just reach out to me and we can make things work. Thank you, guys.
All right, good evening. Last meeting, we talked about ways to help promote the business-ship partners. And so one of the things we came up with doing weekly advertisements. So that would be, we'd meet with a partnership member, gather some information with them, and then we would do a social media post, a business each week. So one of the reasons Greg was ready to go with it right away, I'm like, no, man, I want to see if there's going to be buy-in, because my philosophy has always been, I don't want to make your business more priority than you do. So if you want to make sure you want to have another means to market your business as being a part of the membership, then we'll be glad to help you to do that. And so basically it's just, when I was a part of BNI, I did what I call a weekly spotlight. So, I have like a little studio set up in my my basement, and I put a spotlight on me. I might sing a verse of a song that kind of relates to your business or who you are. And then I'll go from there and then talk about
very professionally done.
Your business. Second thing I have, so last year I was a leader of impact for the American Red Cross Association. And so this year they asked me to also be a leader of impact. And so I have these cards. If you want to make a donation to the American Heart Association, you can just pick up one of these, scan the barcode, might help, and make a donation or not. They also do sponsorships. So in the sponsorship, I think the minimum is $2,500 to get you a table of 8 people for their heart ball that this year is on March 1st. And so at the heart ball, I'll also be providing the entertainment for that. They told me that last year, but enjoyed it. So I told them I'll come back again. And then somewhere so I guess it won't be on November 30th. So I guess I put me at December the 1st. I'll be doing also as part of the fundraiser, I'll be doing an event called Songs of the Heart at Young Shings. So this year it'll be that Monday night, December 1st. And so I'd like to hope some of you will show up. And if you don't donate, just come and enjoy the entertainment. I run a karaoke show, and so I have about 3 or 4 of some of the greatest singers I've met over the 30 years I've been doing this. And so you will be truly entertained, and it don't cost you anything unless you choose to make a donation.
All right. Thank you very much, Alice. All right. Anybody else? Cindy? Sure. Come on over.
I'm Cindy Howard from the Center of Hope Foundation, and annually we do have a Christmas drive. We give out several hundred gifts to families every year, and so if you are interested in helping with that, please feel free to see me or call the Center of Hope or email me, and I'll be happy to hook you up with a child who needs a gift. Thank you.
Great. Okay. I'm going to bring Deb up and Dick.
Hi, everyone, and thanks so much for coming to our year-end party with the Southbridge Business Partners. Since I've joined, it's just been a really great experience, and I really encourage you guys to get the word out as we're trying to increase our membership drive and our board members as well. We're trying to increase folks joining our board. But there is so much going on at the museum. I'm going to bring Dick up to talk about everything that's going on in terms of trying to enrich what's happening here outside of Southbridge. As much as we love this town, we realize there is only so much that we can do, right, within the confines of this network and this area. So Dick has partnered with the OAA and other opticians organizations to really get some ideas to give us more exposure. And I want Dick to talk about that directly.
Thanks and welcome. And I'm super excited about the future of the museum. I wasn't 2 months ago, but let me tell you about that in a minute. First thing, I had a having so many meetings. Just so you know, I mean, I have to tell the museum's horn a little on what we bring to Southbridge, because we bring significant business to Southbridge. For the last 14 years, because of this museum, the Mass opticians have met at the hotel here. They've stayed, they love it. And this, if you go to the museum, I assume will post something so inspirational, because in the morning there was a woman who's gone totally blind and deaf. She climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. There's going to be a movie made about her, but she came to Southbridge. In the afternoon, a woman who lives in Washington State came out, and the man who runs AO Optical out of Chicago interviewed Dr. Estelle Glancy. Well, what's that? Dr. Estelle Glancy was a woman who was responsible for this lensometer, the progressive lens. She died in early 70s. But just so you know, there was an hour-long homage interview about Southbridge, about the contributions of Southbridge, about the future, and one thing that came out of that is maybe we'll do an Estelle Glancy fund, you know, for students or whatever. But so that was one thing. So Friday, I have 65 people from the Worcester College of Optometry coming. Next Tuesday, I'm going into Boston because the New England College of Optometry wants to move some of this museum for 2 days in the end of January for their students. I don't know how practical, money-wise, that is, but just so you see, there is a lot of interest globally. This was a global meeting we had last year. Many of you came to on the lensometer, but the contributions of American Optical continue. But let me tell you, we almost closed 2 months ago. I didn't believe it, but we had no money, okay? So one message will be, don't take us for granted, we'll stay here. We will. I'm more than ever, I'm firmly committed to keeping it in Southbridge. But people globally know about this, and what encouraged me so much, there's a woman called Debbie Bartlett out of the National Optometry Opticians Group. She's now, the board authorized her to do fundraising. Now, it's not going to be fundraising in the sense, just please give me money. It's going to be, let's do displays around the country for AO items, and then get sponsors. And I think she's right in that regard. But so we're going to do a national campaign. I have in mind $250,000. But just so you know, Zeiss is the sponsor, but we can't stay open if it's only money from Zeiss because we don't have enough money. So not that I'm asking you for money, but if you know of a business that might be interested in supporting it, it can be lasers, you know. I've made a point, I never asked anyone for money from the Southbridge before. We probably will at some point, but it's going to be a different way of fundraising. So I'm super excited. I think we're going to stay here. And by the way, I've been volunteering for the last year. I retired. And Debbie, I'll give you a raise when I can. But I'm super excited. It's going to, I hope it'll stay here. But it got really shaky over the summer. So just so you know, that's where we were and are now. And I think we're going to continue for a long time. Part of the thing I want to do is plan for when I'm not around. I don't like the thought, but anyway. So I'm excited. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, we can show you later. Debbie?
Great. Thanks, Dick. Yeah, so we're super excited about all of these things that are happening. We also will be hosting Mayor Petty from Worcester, and he will be coming to visit the museum on December 12th. We had the pleasure of meeting him at the Central Mass tourism event not too long ago, and when we were chatting, he was super excited about coming to Southbridge and the museum. So it's so wonderful that this museum has a reputation that really is much more beyond than what we think. Never did I imagine that this was on his bucket list to come here. So, you know, I'd really love for this group to think about how do we really welcome him, you know, when he comes here, other than just hosting him and making him feel welcome here. What can we do, you know, in this town, maybe collectively? So we're really super excited about that. What we thought we'd do today to network this group in a different way while learning. Hope you won. Anyway, so we were just about to start our networking session. So what we're going to do through this experiential learning is that you guys will learn about the history of Southbridge through working with teams and hopefully of people that you don't normally congregate with, which is the point. Our new volunteer here, Peyton, who was a referral from Jasmine Rivas, by the way, is going to help us organize this group into probably 3 distinct groups of 5 or 6. We are going to break up into 3 groups, starting out in a different gallery. There's 5 galleries here. You are going to try to answer as many questions as you can that's within the walls of your gallery. There will be a sheet handed to you. In all, there will be 25 questions. So it's going to be super fun. This is a scaled down version of what we did with the Southbridge 8th graders, and they absolutely loved it.
And they answered all the questions.
They answered all the questions. That's for another time. And may the best man, woman win. Yeah.